Page 358. The actual deeds. My training. The actual deeds, the main practice. After putting on this kind of armor motivation, the actual practice has 3 points. What are to be understood, what are to be relinquished, what are to be adopted. What are to be understood. The first, what are to be understood has 3 parts: understanding what is an enemy, and what is a friend, understanding what is erroneous and what is not erroneous, understanding the meaning of the three theses. First, what is to be understood is presented in the following lines. Banish our blames to the single source toward all beings contemplate their great kindness. Since the beginning of this time, we have failed to recognize our enemies and have failed to distinguish between what is to be relinquished and what is to be adopted. Such all our pursuits of Dharma practice have turned into endeavors of self-grasping, and we have thus erred. We have failed to draw any closer to liberational and omniscience by building upon some past familiarity. So today we must recognize what is our enemy and what is our friend. How does we do this? There is nothing to do other than viewing our own self as the enemy, relinquishing it, and viewing sentient beings as friends and cherishing for them. For this, viewing self-grasping as the enemy is presenting in the line, banish our blames to the single source. Thus, whatever undesirable events occurs, do not place the blame on others. Don't be like the great hermit who lives alone with no one around who, when the clarified butter he's making overflows and spills due to excessive cooking. Curses, this is the work of wretched demons. At present, we tend to blame other factors whenever an undesirable event befalls us, saying, for instance, that the place is haunted, that we have been targeted by demons, that we have displeased the spiritual teachers, and so on. This is a mistake. You must instead recognize your own self-grasping and as the target of all this blame. It has been stated. On this basis of self-grasping, perceptions of self and others arise. From this division arise grasping and hatred, and through their chain, all negative consequences. Since, as stated here, all fault and negative consequences originate from this self-grasping. If you experience calamities caused by the external environment or by the beings within it, if you suffer the displeasure of elevated and excellent churches like all the Buddhas or the Dharma protectors, if you have misfortunes caused by lowly beings such as beggars or by a multitude of sentient beings, if you are harmed by nasty ice, lice, or by the bodily elements of the wind, bile, fell, and so on, recognize that the root of all these lies is self-grasping. All this harmony that exists today between communities, between spiritual teachers, between parents, between relatives, between your master and his servants, between teachers and their students, between followers of the Kaidan tradition, not to mention the lack of harmony between benefactors and the beneficiaries. The root of all of this is self-grasping. To grasp onto the self as real, to cherish this real I, alone and disregard all others' beings, is a natural characteristic of all ordinary childish beings. It is on the basis of this that all afflictions and sufferings arise. It has been stated, whatever harms exist in the world, whatever dangers and sufferings are in the world, all of these arise from grasping at the self. What uses is this great demon for me? All undesirable events in the world stems from self-grasping. Wherever you have been born, you have grasped the body is mine, and where no I has existed, you have clung to an I. For its sake, in the pursuit of likes and dislikes to either affirmation or negation, have committed acts of dishonest, deceit, treachery against others, and as a result have accumulated all kinds of afflictions and negative karma. So this self-grasping has caused all your suffering since the beginning of time, whether the sufferings existence in general or those particular to the 3 lower realms. A guide to Bodhisattva's way of life states, O mind, countless aeons have passed. In your pursuit of self-interest, yet through such great hardships you have sought only suffering. All the sufferings of the present are caused by these self-graspings as well. Do not fail to view it as your enemy, for in its quest for happiness, it will compel you to accumulate negative karma and wander in the limitless cycle of existence for an eternity with ever more intense suffering. So you must recognize your own self as the enemy and contemplate as stated in the following. Throughout hundreds of aeons in cyclic existence, it has endured you. Therefore, recalling all your grievances today, vanquish this thought of self-centeredness. Just one more, page 361, Mind Training Great Collection.